Addict. Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT, your host, and I am an alcoholic addict.
Hello, friends. I'm Fleece Weaver, your co-host, wife of this guy. Love him.
Michael Teeter, how's it going? I was just talking to you. Wake up. Wakey, wakey. 2 hours of sleep isn't good for nobody. Aubrey, what's going on? Marilyn and Murd, how you guys doing tonight? So we got a good show for you tonight. We're going to finish up this chapter in step 6. And I really want to explain, and I made a little video to explain it.
Hi, Grandma T.
What we talk about when I say nature abhors a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. I always talk about the pump thing, but I made a video with the kids to give us a word picture about exactly what that means. Today was an amazing Zoom. We had a bunch of people show up, and we talked for real recovery. For reals recovery, man. People just letting their hearts out, seeing where their hearts have been. I've been kind of irritated when I've been going to these Zoom meetings lately. It seems because of this virus and everything shut down that, oh, my recovery can be shut down too. So if you're taking your recovery half-hearted, just know that that's going to lead to relapse. We took our addiction 100%. It's time to take our relapse prevention, our recovery as seriously as we took our addiction. And I'm disappointed that I haven't seen 80% of the people taking it as seriously as they should. There's about 20% that are really digging in, doing a good job, but the other 80%, please don't be in that 80% that's not taking their recovery as seriously. But anyway, I don't want to be a downer tonight. It's Saturday night, feeling good, had great weather. We went disc golfing today, just on our little baby course near our house, and that was fun. We all lost discs as usual. Time to go re-up on discs.
9th hole kicked my butt.
Hey, Jenna, what's going on? Hi, Mom.
Ended up with my foot in the mud and broke my flip-flop.
Jake, how's it going?
I did get my disc back.
Yes, she did. She fished it out.
And then I almost lost it again in the river. Had to keep borrowing Linky's shoes.
Yep. All right, May 16th, AA thought of the day. In the story of the Good Samaritan, the wayfarer fell among robbers and was left lying in the gutter, half dead. And a priest and a Levite both passed on the other side of the road. But the Good Samaritan was moved with compassion, and he came to him, bound his wounds, and brought him back to the inn and took care of him. Now here's the question for you and me. Do I treat other alcoholics like the priests and the Levite, or do I treat them like the Good Samaritan? That's a good question. Do you guys just brush off suffering addicts? If somebody calls you in the middle of the night, I had a phone call late the other night, and I was just like, I was tired, had to work the next day. These kind of thoughts came to mind, and what if it was me, so I made sure I was there for that person and spoke to them and helped them with their call, and I think they're doing good now. So it's time to step out and help people, Here's the meditation of the day. Never weary in prayer. I love this part. I read this earlier. This is really good. When one day you see how unexpectedly your prayer has been answered, then you will deeply regret that you have prayed so little. Prayer changes things for you. Practice praying until you trust in God has become strong. And then pray on because it has become so much a habit that you need it daily. Keep praying until prayer seems to become communion with God. That is the note on which true times of prayer should end. And here's our prayer of the day. I pray that I may form the habit of daily prayer. I pray that I may find the strength I need as a result of this communion. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Hey, Petey, how's it going? It's nice to finally see you face-to-face today on our Zoom meeting. That was really cool.
I just had a panic attack that I forgot Petey and Veronica's birthday video, but it's tomorrow. That's how it's in there. I just almost had a heart attack.
Jake, how you doing, brother? It was a great post you put on there on the page today. Aubrey, what's up, brother? How's tomorrow? How's tomorrow treating you? What can we expect?
Nice weather.
And how do you say that?
Nance.
What's up, Nance? Good
Nance.
evening, all. Came across you. I'm glad you're here. Well, since you seem to be new here, unless you're not, and I just have a bad memory because I'm an alcoholic addict and that's what happens. Let me tell you my story real quick. I'd done drugs since as early as I can remember, probably 13, 14 years old, just like anybody else. Hey, Aaron and Lisa D. And by the time I was 18, 19, I was partying as hard as I could. By the time I hit 20, I moved back to Utah. So I moved out to Michigan for 5 years. Then I moved back here to Utah. When I got back to Utah, I started doing pretty good with a job. And then I got introduced to meth. And meth only lasted about a year before I ended up committing a second-degree felony. I was locked up for a year and spent some time in probation. The day I got off probation, I started smoking pot. And I smoked pot daily on the job. I had that little box thing with the spring-loaded little cigarette deal all day, every day for a few years. And the only reason I quit smoking weed was to get a job that required drug testing. And so after I got that job that required drug testing, I stayed 100% clean for 5 years. And by the time I was 33, I started drinking again. And this drinking started casually. But by the time I hit 40, I was drinking a fifth of whiskey every night. I had ruined my relationships with my wife here, and she's here to tell her side of that story, or anybody that needs help of what it's like to deal with addicts, the Al-Anon kind of feel type of thing. That's what Felice is here for, to support anybody out there that needs it. If you need to reach out to me or Felice, we are always here. I had to check myself into a detox center because of how much alcohol I was drinking. I was drinking gallons of whiskey on the weekends, and I got some pictures to prove it. And then I spent 5 months in an intense outpatient program from 5:30 to 9 o'clock every night. And then I transitioned out of there after 5 months after having worked in steps 1 through 5. I'm currently working step 7. I was actually working on it a little bit today. And on this channel, we educate ourselves on relapse prevention. We help suffering addicts. We have a community here. Look at Felice and I as a bridge to a community that is seriously here to love and support you in your recovery all the way through till who knows how long this is going to last. And I hope it lasts the rest of our lives. I've made true intimate friendships across the globe because of the community that is in the chat, the community that we have on our private Facebook group that Felice posts in here in the comments.
I'll post it right now.
Through our page, we got a Discord, and but it's obvious you have Facebook, but that's what we're here for. There's going to be a book study on Wednesdays that we do through a Zoom meeting at 6 o'clock. And then we have today at 3 o'clock, we had a Zoom meeting that was really personal. We get down and deep and talk about true recovery. I talked about what was bugging me, and that was 80% of the people I've run into the last week have not put their full heart and mind into recovery. And that's a sign of relapse. My buddy Rob, he put it the best today. He says, once you make that first excuse of why to miss an AA meeting or an NA meeting or any type of recovery thing that you should be doing, that you have been doing to maintain your sobriety, as soon as you make the excuse to stop doing the first one, the second one, it gets easier. And then before you know it, a month later, and you're slipping back into your old character defects, like Sean was saying, your old ways of thinking just creep back in. And if you've ever been to IOP or you had to put yourself into treatment, think about the day that you checked into there. Why did you check into there? Because it was that grave. It was that bad. And we read in page 72 in the big book that when you pick a person to read your step 4 to, as you're doing step 5, you approach them and say, hey, this is a life or death errand. This is a life and death mission that I'm on. And let's not forget the reason that we started going to AA, NA, looking for recovery groups is because in our addiction, we realized the fact that we were on a road that led straight to death, jails, institutions, and death. And so today, right now, if you find yourself in that, what's that called? Complacent. If you find yourself, your physical being, your habits, your disciplines being complacent, right now, stop and turn it around and let's go forward into recovery, because that's what we got to do to stay sober. It's a daily thing. You're welcome. And I'm glad you found us. Thank you for tuning in. And if you are new here as a YouTube person, on the YouTube side of the house, don't forget to subscribe and like this show. And if you're on Facebook and YouTube, please share these videos out so that we can grow this channel till it becomes self-sustaining. And that's kind of our goal as well. What's up, Mo?
Hey,
How
Mo.
are you doing?
We recover better together.
Yes, we does. All right. So we are currently looking at chapters 6 and 7 in the Steps We Took by Joe McQ. I'm just going to jump right into this stuff. So we're talking about right now getting rid of the things that we don't want to do. We just figured out all our character defects. I don't know how you guys are doing on impatience. I'm just going to read the list, and I want you guys to just think through your day as I read each one of these, and then we'll jump into here because they go hand in hand here in step 6 and 7, because this is what we're asking God to remove. Impatience. Today I was impatient, so I could probably score a 1 or 2 on that one. Procrastination. Where were you guys at? I know where I was at. Laziness, criticism, false pride, self-importance, self-condemnation, dishonesty, insincerity, self-justification, self-pity, jealousy, envy, vulgar, immoral thinking, destructive anger, resentment, and negative thinking. How are you all handling your character defects today? What's up, Hadley? Day 7. Woo-hoo!
Hey, Amanda. Glad you're here.
That
1
is
week.
Awesome.
You got this.
Good job, Amanda.
Let us know if you need anything. We're here.
Absolutely. All right. So to go out and do nothing for other people without self-love is a token. It's hollow. If you're trying to do something to cover up hollowness inside of you, that's using other people. It's it's bargaining with God, trying to earn his love, and we can't earn God's love. It's free. Deep, true concern for others will come after we have realized our own value in God's eyes. Then you will grow with time over the years. So love's a two-way street. It has to be given and received. A lot of people don't have the ability because they can't receive. We talked about this yesterday. They can't let another person help them. Remember when we were talking about just taking a gift and saying thank you without going, oh, I owe you. Oh, you didn't have to do that. Just say thank you. And if we can't receive, then we cannot truly give. This ultimately makes for conflict, and we respond with resentment. We really need to consider the power of giving up. We can ask ourselves in a certain situation, what is it that I have to give up? We are always looking at what we are going to get, but we should look for what we are going to give up and be able to spot that right away. And it's usually simple. It's usually one of our character defects. And this is what it's called. This is called the spirituality of subtraction. And it's stated best by Menster Eckhart. He says, it is sad that nature abhors a vacuum. So nature abhorring a vacuum. So we made a little video today. I'm going to play that for you. Made it with the kids. It was pretty fun. Just to show you exactly through a word picture what I mean when I say nature abhors a vacuum. Check this out. Nature abhors a vacuum. You hear me say it all the time, and I try to describe it through the pump water thingy, but I actually want to make this a visual representation of what it means that nature abhors a vacuum. I love turning pictures. I love turning words into pictures. So I've got all the neighborhood kids and all the kids over here. We're going to do a little science experiment today just to show you exactly what I mean by nature abhorring a vacuum. Check this out.
Astronomic virus. Atmospheric.
Atmospheric? It's really atmospheric pressure, but it's nature abhorring a vacuum. We're going to actually crush this can. I'll let the kids finish this science experiment for us.
Okay, so what you're going to need for this science experiment is a bowl of cold water, a pop can with water filled up about that much, and a stove or something to heat up the can. So you're going to stick the can on the stove and put it on high heat and leave it there till steam starts to come out of the top.
So we're just waiting now.
Now we're just going to wait for the can to get hot and steamy.
Another part about being patient. Not being patient is a character defect.
Have you ever seen this done before?
No.
Crazy. What about you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
One time. I was like, ah.
One time.
One time.
Now we're going to take this can and dip it into the cold water.
It just turned into nothing.
So that is nature abhorring a vacuum. We churned the air inside, we pushed all the air out and turned it into vapor. Once it hit the cold water turns it back into a liquid, which now there is nothing inside. So the atmospheric pressure?
Atmospheric pressure.
There's nothing inside. So boom, there's a vacuum, and nature can't handle a vacuum. It's nature's law. There's no vacuum. That's how water pumps work. It is said that nature abhors a vacuum. And I tell you, God abhors a vacuum, and it cannot abide a vacuum anywhere on earth. So empty yourself and you're automatically filled with God. So when we're taking away our character defects, just like that can, your head's going to crush. If you don't, just kidding. But you have to fill it with, you got to fill it with positive. So here's how it works. When you get rid of a character defect, you have overcome a shortcoming, and it's practically automatic. And by nature's law, there cannot be a void. It works that way in here as well. There is no void in the universe. Something rushes in to fill a void. So if you're willing to let go of a defect, the void it leaves is going to be filled by its opposite. Fear is going to be replaced with courage, resentment with love, tolerance with patience, an understanding, goodwill towards others. When you let go of one, it's not going to leave a hole, a blank spot. This positive thing will be there to take its place. And nobody had to teach me love, tolerance, and patience. I never used them, but they were there. Pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, I like the way that it says that.
Yeah.
That they've always been there. You just didn't use them.
Let me kill this real quick. There we go. Free up some of my space here. So the process is sometimes frightening. I used to say to myself, am I some kind of freak because I don't have a positive quality? I've never done that. Maybe I was created without the ability and I have to learn it. I didn't have to learn it though. When I got rid of other things, it was already there. So you get rid of hate, you're going to naturally love somebody because that's what it takes to get rid of hate. I have a pretty good rocking chair. This is and this is everybody. I'm going to put this on the bottom because that's what this little deal's going to end with. God made you beautiful and valuable. Hello. Okay.
Don't you forget it.
So this writer talks about this old rocking chair. He says he has a pretty rocking chair down in his office. When he first bought the building, someone had run off and left it behind. There wasn't anything there of value, but there was this old rocking chair. It was just horrible looking mess, painted black, with one of the rungs broke out of the back of it. And he decided to keep it, thinking maybe one of these days he's going to fix it, restore it, put it all back together and all that kind of stuff, right? So quite a few years went by and it just sat in the attic. Several times the guys tempted to throw it away. In fact, he'd find it at the dumpster sometimes and he'd bring it back saying, I'm going to fix it one of these days. So he finally got this old rocking chair out of the attic into the light downstairs where he could really look at it. He began to look at it and he saw that it was really a nice chair. So he got some paint stripper. He began to strip it. He stripped all the paint away and he found that it was solid oak. He took the old raggedy bottom that had been covered over many times with different cloths and white tacks. He tore it all off and he threw it away. And there was one broken rung. So he made an identical one, bending it and sticking it back in its place. And then he sanded it and he refinished it. So finally he took the chair to an upholstery shop and he asked the man there how much it would cost to put a nice white velvet bottom on it. And he looked at it and said, I'd be glad to put it on there, but before I fix it, I'll offer you $350 for this chair. That beautiful, valuable chair was always there. It was there the whole time. It was simply covered up. That chair had always been beautiful since the day the guy made it. And that's the way I am. That's the way you are. With God's life inside you, read the bottom again. God made us this way, beautiful and valuable. So each one of us is that rusty old chair in our addiction. And now that we're coming out of addiction, we are being refurbished. We are being resanded. Some of our broken rungs are being restored and we're getting our new velvet white bottom on us. You know what I mean? That's us in recovery. And as long as we continue to press on in recovery, the more beautiful we're going to be as our value keeps continuing to show and shine. Like I said yesterday and the day before, finish the story out if had you had never quit using and drinking. Or finish the story out of you staying in recovery. Where does each one lead? Like that rocking chair, over a period of years, I've covered myself up with all sorts of things and made a big mess. These steps of the program have enabled me to uncover, discover, and discard. It's a program of getting rid of the things to get down to what we want. It's not a program of getting anything. It's a program of getting rid of the things, uncovering, discovering, and discarding. So it's a program. Did you understand that? It's a program where it's like, oh, I'm going to do this program, so I'm going to get a house. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. No, it's a program where we're shedding off bad habits that got us into the mess. We are uncovering, discovering. You're going to find stuff about yourself that you never knew, and discarding. And that's getting rid of your bad character defects. Thanks, Petey. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. The kids thought it was pretty cool. What kid doesn't like crushing a can with some boiling water and a cold cup of water, you know? Hey, Brent. That's okay. Look at that picture. Look at the lobster he's got in that.
Oh my goodness, you're so lucky.
That is crazy big. Holy cow.
Looks delicious.
Hey,
Carmen.
Awesome. Marcus, what's up? Hey, Carmen. What's going on, fam? Polly. Yes, we are. And I'm going to read another chunk in here that's just talks about that. Our personalities are just like gold. You have to really dig to get it. And that's why it has value. If gold could be found all over the streets, everybody could get all they wanted. That might be great, but then gold wouldn't have any value. There would be too much of it, and it would be easily found. So in the same way with life, it may take a lot of digging, scraping, and a lot of mining. That's what we're doing here in steps 6 and 7. But remember, we're mining for gold, for our innermost selves. That's true. Thanks, brother. Yeah, they'll love it. And make sure you teach them the nature abhors a vacuum and how it goes with our personalities too. That's what I tried to do. Not sure if they got it.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
That's what that was about.
So this is what's fascinating about steps in 6 and 7. This looking into ourselves and going after our own gold, our God qualities. Of course, this gold mining we're talking about is a lifetime task. Recovery is a lifetime. But whatever our immediate problem is, our compulsion, our addiction, we can be surprised at the progress we make in a few months. This says, we may have changed sufficient to recover in 100 days, according to the big book. We can change the personality by use of the principles in step 6 and 7 by working against some traits in 100 days. Then we can go on with the process for the rest of our lives. The first early changes get us on the road and put us in the sight of our goal to grow spiritually. So how many of you think you're right there finally where you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel of recovery, and hopefully looking to your left at relapse is becoming uglier and uglier as you see the greatness of recovery and what it has to offer in the future? And it takes a while. I'm 9 months going on a year here shortly. And it's taken that long to start uglifying relapse and going back to the way it was, because you still have this romanticizing fantasy that one day you'll be able to have a couple beers one day. And that's what me and my buddy Rob were talking about yesterday when we were disc golfing. I said, that was my problem. That would be my problem. If I went and drank, I wouldn't have a couple drinks and then just go insane and kill myself probably. I would probably control it the first 3 or 4 times. I could probably do it every other weekend, and then it would turn into every weekend. And it would slowly and gradually turn back into. That's what I think would happen with me, is it would start out simple, casual, no harm, no foul. Everybody would be like, oh, he's healed, right? Fast forward 2-3 years from now, I would probably be a 5th a night whiskey drinker in the basement again. That's kind of what my prediction of my relapse, if I didn't ever stop, if I did end up going down that road. So patience is accepting God's timing in life. There's timing in everything, just like with glue. Okay. So our recovery is going to take time. You just got 6 days clean. You just got 30 days clean. You just got 6 months clean. And maybe you're being like, why isn't it happening yet? Why am I still struggling with this and that? It's patience. We have to understand God's timing. There's timing in everything, just like with glue, so it is with growth. There's a process involved in everything. Patience is the ability to allow the time for things to work. The individual has to fit into that timing. Patience is the ability to fit into the timing of life. If we didn't fit into the timing of life, we experience frustrations and irrations. It's funny. Where did he say that? I got to find it. He says, I've had a lot of people tell me that they read the directions for glue, and the directions may say, wait 5 minutes, and 2 minutes they're putting their fingers in it because they don't have the bit of patience to wait.
Like,
so true. Is it dry yet?
They just have glue in their finger now.
And that's how it is with our recovery. We have to be patient with our recovery. Where are we at? 8:26?
Yes.
So we are trying to make life happen on our time, which never ends well. So we just have to take it one day at a time, trust in the process, trust in the program, continue to work that program, and wait on the Lord. So patience is the ability to wait, to fit the timing of life. It is a powerful tool. Very powerful tool. What did he say? What did I miss?
He said,
I've seen the light. Haven't craved anything. 175 days today. Failure is not an option this time around. Amen, Brent. It can't be an option. Play the tape. What happens if you go back to the way you were? What's up, John? And Tracy, his beautiful wife. How you guys doing tonight?
remember when we tried that experiment with the kids with the marshmallows?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can't remember what the purpose of that experiment was, though.
So if you got little ones out there, Aaron, if you're still watching, try this test with your kids, and it will prove their character throughout the rest of their lives. We did this with our oldest two boys, Amos and Zylan. They were probably 4 and 3. I think they're about 4 and 3. So I set them down, and you may have heard this before, but I set them down. I gave them one marshmallow each. I said, here's the deal. You can have that marshmallow right now. If you want, go ahead and eat it. But if you wait 15 minutes, I'll give you 2. And they both said, okay. They sat there and waited and waited. And about 8 minutes in, my oldest one's like, just grabbing it, dabbling. He just can't look. He's just waiting for that instant gratification. But my other son's Island, he was like, didn't even care. He was just like, 15 minutes. Okay, 15. Where's my second one? And they both made it. Amos was poking at his. They both made it to the 15, and I give them 2. I said, here you go. Good job. You guys did it. Now here's the deal. You can have these 2 marshmallows, right? You can eat them. Go ahead and eat them. But if you wait 30 minutes, you'll double it, and you'll have 4. I'll give you 2 more. Okay. So Zylan sits back and just waited. He waited 30 more minutes and got 4. And he would have continued to what the whole plan okay, so Amos ate his. 2's good enough. Instant gratification. Give it to me now. So the whole plan, or the whole idea behind that, is which one can put off instant gratification for more later, and which one just wants to have it now and could care less about more later. And doing that study on those 2 at that age, 3 and 4, has proved their character. And now one's 15, one's 14. And Zylan, he gets money. He takes care of he gets money and saves it. He gets his room. He gets, he saves his money and buys things he wants. Very responsible.
Yeah.
Amos, instant gratification. And that's their personality. That's their character trait. It's pretty cool study if you want to try it on your little ones. It works.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It is fun.
See
it's
if
really
they can
funny.
make it.
And don't persuade them. Just give them 2 options. You can have it, or you can wait. And if they eat it, let them eat it. And then their personality. And don't go, hey, wait. Don't remind them or nothing. Just let them be their personality. Oh yeah, your using dream. Make sure it was right. Was it one of those ones where you felt drunk and woke up maybe even tasting it in your mouth? Had those before. 1996, I sobered up believing once I get a new job and get my life together, then I can drink. I was sober 1 year, had a drink, lost everything within 2 months. Dang, Aubrey.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Straight downhill. I've had to be patient and wait for things to start for me, like you said, one day at a time. Amen, one day at a time. And I'm the instant gratification person. At that age, I don't know. Because there's some things I can see the value and I'll wait, and other things I'm like, screw it. So I don't know.
I feel like you'd ate the marshmallow.
I probably would have ate the marshmallow.
You'd have made it about 2.
I would have probably made it to 2, yeah.
I'm about 30.
I'm the one that has to have things like right now.
I hate too much.
I don't know if I would have made it.
We never did that with Lincoln Millie. We should have.
What?
Our marshmallow test we did on Xylan and Amos.
Let's do it.
It might still work on
It
them.
might still work. We'll try that.
We'll see.
Grandma
Let's see
T,
it on
I want you to
TikTok.
weigh in. Would LT have eaten the marshmallow?
Yeah, Mom, would I have waited? What do you think, knowing me, your whole life?
Dad,
My whole life.
Dad, let's just do the cookie then.
We'll try it after this.
Okay.
Calm down. Now, see, she wants to try it right now. I'll tell you what she's going to do.
You'll see.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
You'll wait?
Oh, wait. I'll eat some more.
You'd have eaten the marshmallow. Thanks, Mom. That's awesome. Great.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, that's coffee?
Yeah.
Oh,
We can put it in the fridge.
I thought it was
All right.
water.
Back to our studies, because if we're not adding value to your recovery, what are we doing here? So how to react and not react. So I contemplate, should I just read the rest of the chapter and then get to this cool thing? Yeah, I'm going to hold off on this little chunk because this little chunk has some value
Make
in
some
it.
room.
Let's get back to our normal paragraph. We may get up every day and have plans. It's okay to have plans. Most of us, okay. But it's about being patient, and you have to leave room in your life for change. You have certain plans in your life, and you get out of bed and you start planning your life, and you have way more planned in your day than you even have time to do. And so you get up in the morning and say that you hit a red light and it's inconvenient, and therefore you get impatient. And just little things like that can drive us to impatience. You have to be there. You have to wait. You might as well enjoy it. Use those little times to wait and learn patience. So, but then you head to work, right? And then the fire department has a street blocked off. So what you were talking about here is the plans are great, and our plans have to be open to change. You can have plans, but make sure they're open to change. We have to be able to adjust throughout the day and let things happen. Some days I have certain plans and everything falls into place just fine, and it's unbelievable. And on that kind of day, I figure I will get everything done that I can. Other days, it just ain't going to happen. And so here's how steps 6 and 7 most often happen. We go through a period of time and we ask, what is wrong with me? Polly, listen up. What is wrong with me? We get so much new self-awareness, awareness of our character defects as we see the things we want to change and work against these things. We and others, we see the personality change begin to take place. We will have different responses to situations. And this is the key to our growth. We realize we can't change the situation or other people, but we can change our response to it. I remember when I was very new and going through all these changes. A situation came up at work, and I got into an unpleasant discussion with the manager. I felt real bad about it, and I saw that I was wrong. And it was the first time in years I could remember seeing that. That was some growth taking place in me. And I went to this guy, I'll never forget. He was closing up for the night, and he was counting money, and he was preoccupied. And I told him I wanted to talk to him. So I said I wanted to make amends for him and what I had said when things came up. And he's all, what was that? He said. I went on to explain to him, and he said, it's nothing. It just came under the heat of us being busy. And he remembers how good it felt when he went home that night. It was like experiencing something brand new. I could see the value of it. Remember, we never know the value of something until we put our stock in trade, put it into our stock in trade, like a business. If a man is selling shoddy goods, he'll never know how many customers he would have if he put something really good in. And we may never know what is truly successful, what a truly successful business is. All of us are different people. Not two of us have the same desire or motives. And thank God we don't. We will always be individual personalities. No two of us start from the same place. No two of us are going to end up in the same place. I think along the road, each one of us will fashion a much better life with the tools of change the program gives us. Change is the name of the game. As God reveals things to us, we can make changes, and we can continue to grow and grow forever. We can give up, grow, give up, grow, and this is unending.
I like that.
The rest of our lives, we are going to continue to grow. What are we going to give up to continue in our sobriety? And it's our character defects. You have to give up impatience. You have to give up self-destructive behaviors. What my uncle said in the Zoom meeting today was awesome. Don't beat yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
You got to forgive yourself. No matter what, you have to forgive yourself and move on. There's nothing you can do about it. Amen, Polly.
Amen.
And on that note, let's watch a quote of the day from Cassie.
Hi guys, I'm here again today with your motivational quote on recovering addicts. Every minute you spend angry, you lose 60 seconds of happiness. Ralph Waldo Emerson. And as always, let's bring it together, guys. Let's continue to always spread that love.
All right, Cassie.
Thank
That was
you,
really a good one.
Cassie. Well, I couldn't hear it.
Couldn't hear it. So yeah, what do you guys think about step 6 and 7? How many of you have done step 6 and 7, and how many of you are just getting ready to do 6 and 7? I'm halfway through it. I sat down today and went through mine. This is the part that I'm on. So this is the list I was going through. It says list 10 rewards that you have experienced as a direct result of living a lifestyle of humility. And if you can't think of 10, try to practice humility in different areas of your life. I got 5 written down. One that I put was conflict resolution. Is I don't always have to be right. When you're in a situation and you're arguing with somebody and you always have to be right, that was where the conflict lies. But if you're humble and be like, screw it, I don't care if he's right or wrong, you just let it fade away. Being humble in that moment we'll read a thing that's going to describe that a little bit better. Expecting a gift from someone and saying thank you is very rewarding. I don't have to be first. I don't always have to be number one. And therefore, my heart doesn't pound and race with anxiety because I'm trying to control something I can't control. You're humble. You let somebody else win. It's all good. Helping others when they are heavy-hearted. You have to be humble to help somebody else. You have to be giving. And sometimes that giving is at difficult times. You got to be humble to do that. And that is very rewarding. One thing at work that I did for the last 5 years, before I really got into alcoholism, was climbing the ladder. But accepting my position right now and not having to promote, and it's very competitive. You got to hustle. You got to be competitive. You have to, you got to know how to do a lot of different things better than the next guy. But looking at where I'm at and understanding that it is a good place to be is very rewarding. So accepting my position at work, and you have to be humble to do that because then you got some leaders above you, you could be, but you just stay under their authority and not worry about it. And that's a rewarding experience. And then I got 5 more to write. So I'll be
That's
thinking,
a good start.
That is a good start. So how to react and not react. It's kind of what inspired me to write number 1 on there. Sometimes others say to us, I wouldn't take that, or why did you do this? We hear this kind of thing all the time. In fact, it's become some kind of vogue thing to be sick, to express, right? We hear, tell them off. Don't take that. Stand up for yourself. Those things are not really healthy ways to live. Sometimes it's better to let a sick person be sick and accept his sickness. Better to think to ourselves, he's a little messed up today. He's in a bad mood. And if we accept it, we can use a little love, a little tolerance, and some patience. We can find the power of these things. Sometimes a person comes up to you full of resentment and says, I want to talk to you, and I don't like this. And you can simply say, well, you're right. I'm sorry. And you have and wait till listen to this part. And you have changed the game. I have the ability to change the game. When you come up to me with an attitude, I don't have to express your attitude. I have the right to decide what attitude I'm going to respect, to react to you with. It's a big thing, It's like playing cards. And I love this saying. It's going to be tattooed on my arm one day. If you're going to play cards with me, you can play with my deck, not yours. If you're going to come up and we're going to play cards, we're using my deck, not yours. And that's our attitudes and reacting in a situation. If you're coming up to me with resentments and I buy into your resentments, then I'm playing with your deck. You're going to come play my cards. We're going to play cards together. We're using my deck. That's right on my arm. You want to play cards? We're using my deck.
I'm just going to cut in real quick. That works really well if you're dealing with somebody who is sober. That does not work as easy when you're dealing with somebody who is not sober. And I would suggest in that case that you leave.
Just leave.
Because even though you respond correctly, a lot of times they'll push and push and push and push until you don't respond correctly. So respond correctly, and then I would suggest just leave until they're sober and you can talk rationally. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah.
I just thought of something. You have 2 cups. 1 cup is filled with water, and 1 cup is filled with alcohol. You should drink the water cup.
That's true.
Hi, Raina.
Hello.
Welcome back, Aaron.
When you think you have to prove you're right and he's wrong, that's your ego. Let the other person be right or wrong. If they don't want you to be right, they're not going to see it anyway. Pointless to argue.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way they feel about something, the way they're looking at it. They're probably always going to see it that way. He says he likes what Harry Truman said. They asked him if he ever made a mistake, and he said, "You're damn right, and it didn't take me all day to do it either." I see a lot of fine people who shock me by always defending, always in defensive mode. You know who we're talking about. They always have a defense for any type of action that they're doing. There's something shallow about that. Once we begin to spot that weakness, we can take care of it and become stronger. Sometimes people point things out to us. Maybe they're doing it with good intentions, not so much to put us down, but out of true concern. And the more we can accept this as our personalities develop, more and more people will be helping us in that way. If you're open to constructive criticism and you don't lash out in defense, well, I had to do it because of this. Oh, you just don't, people are going to stop trying to offer help to you. Yeah, it says, but if you're really defensive, nobody's going to tell you anything. And a lot of times I've grown because somebody close would tell me when I'm wrong. I think that's growth. When you're always right and you know everything, nobody's going to tell you anything. That reminds me of one person at work.
Quit criticizing.
That's just true. That's just fact.
I like
Thank
that.
you,
In the book I read, it talked about constructive criticism, and it said to just listen and tell them, you know what, I'll think about it and I'll get back to you. Because sometimes what they say is true, and sometimes pieces of it's true, and sometimes maybe not a lot of it's true. But don't react right away. You just say, okay, and you go and you think about it and think it over. And sometimes it's good to come back and address it later.
We put Aubrey's comment on the
I thought
screen.
that was helpful
Aubrey's
for me.
comment? Pure and beautiful.
Spring water, because purified water is gross.
How are you feeling today, Aaron? We know you've been under the weather. Hopefully you're feeling better today. Link. So that was step 6 and 7. Anything stand out? Anything we need to discuss more about 6 and 7 before we move on to making amends in 8 and 9? This is going to be a good one. It's got another column. It's got more columns.
Love charts and graphs.
Charts and graphs and now and laters and I may and may not and never. And it's a long one. Making amends. That's going to be tough.
It hasn't caught up yet.
What?
There was a question, but it hasn't caught up to the other comment yet. There it is. From Christopher Bako.
Well, I had no choice but to be okay today. We are slammed at work all day. So bummed I missed the Zoom. I know I was hoping he'd be there, but I was like, she probably doesn't feel too good.
Hi, Grandma.
But I'm feeling a little better. Good. We're glad you're feeling better.
You see Christopher's question?
Christopher. Is that a new? What's up, Christopher?
Welcome.
What if I
Nice
quit
to see
drinking? Life is boring. Ooh, man. You sound like me. You have to learn how to have fun without alcohol. And honestly, if you're still in the I don't know where you're at and how far into drinking or where you are in recovery. Maybe you could clarify that for me, what your habit of drinking looks like if you're just a party drinker on the weekends right now, because there's a few stages to alcoholism. If you're worried about being an alcoholic, that's a sign that you could be. But there's that fun stage of alcohol that you are partying and having a blast. But then the addiction kicks in. It starts kicking in while you're still having fun. And then the party's over eventually. And the addiction starts not being fun. And you're still trying to have fun and taking your alcohol with you in hidden cups to events that normally most people don't drink at, just so you think you can tolerate it and have fun. It becomes a burden and heavy to continue in addiction and alcohol. But you have to learn how to have fun. And what I've done, and that's me, if I get bored, that's one of my triggers as an alcoholic, is if I get bored, I want to drink just to make it more fun because I loved being drunk. I loved getting smashed. I've been disc golfing lately, and normally if it was a year and a half ago, I would have had a pint of whiskey with me, taking sips through the whole thing. And by the time I got to the 4th hole, I would have been pretty drunk, not throwing it anywhere. Probably not even, I would have never made it through a hole 18 because I would have been so distracted because I was drunk and just being sloppy and ignorant. But what does your habit look like? Every day, well, we put it up there. Every day, a 7. Oh, and is that fun? Isn't that a pint? Or is that 750? That's a little more than a pint, isn't it? Every day. So I was a 5th a day whiskey drinker. So what are you drinking? Are you drunk right now? Is the question. Oh, FYI, Polly, we say water now.
Water all the time. The Phillies playing? Is that what I just read?
I'm begging Felice, got to get out the boat. Oh, those videos.
Oh, those are so funny. Get out the water.
Mike, come on, Mike, get out the water.
I don't know what you're saying.
It's water.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Aubrey
What are
says
you talking
26
about?
ounces. Dang.
Something to go with
26
Polly.
ounces. That's a
So
big
Christopher, you've been, how long every day? How long has this been? How long has this been going on? Like, with me, I was a good 4 years of everyday drinking. I think I had a 6 to 7 day stint where I tried to quit and successfully through 7 days, white knuckled my way through it and was proud of myself. And then boom, right back to it for another couple of years. I got to the point where the pint turned into a 5th And then here, I'll put a picture up here. Link, you're going to have to move. Whoops.
That's the big bottle.
You guys are going to have to move. Look at this picture right here of me, Chris. That is the last day. Move this chair. So this is August 17th at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's a half a gallon. And I was drinking 3 or 4 to 5 of those from Friday to Monday is where it took me after. And I was drinking as much as you are now regularly during the week and still trying to make it to work. And I had to check myself into a detox center because drinking that much and quitting cold turkey is definitely a potential death. And so how did you find this channel? If you were searching, are you worried about anything? Are you concerned about your drinking habits? Give me a good snapshot of what's going on with you, and we can all help you. And if your desire is to quit drinking, brother or sister, I've seen 2 girls in the picture, so you found the right place. Look at us as a bridge to a community that is here to support you. If you want to get sober, there's people in this chat right now. There's a private Facebook group. We'll put a link in the description so that you can join us in our private Facebook group. And if you're trying to get sober and clean, you've found the right place. And we're glad you're here. We really are, because we've been talking about recovery through this COVID-19 thing, the loneliness and all that kind of stuff. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, we're talking about recovery. If you continue your lifestyle of drinking that every day, the outcome is either jails, institutions, or death. And it sounds like you're drinking a lot. But if you get into recovery, the outcome of life becomes very, very positive. I don't know if you're missing work and ruining relationships. I don't know. At that much a day is definitely not healthy, for one. So
Aaron's welcome, people.
Good. I'm worried, but I must be honest, I like it. But the side effects, I loved it. I loved it. I loved getting drunk. And that's one thing I had a problem with when I went to counseling is not everybody, I can't say everybody, but a lot of people in the recovery center had severe tragedies when they were kids. You know what I'm talking about? And then I even experienced a very traumatic event with my son on May 30th, 2017. I held him almost 3 years ago in my arms as he was dying, blood dripping off my elbows, his eye almost poking out as he's choking for life when his head completely got crushed from ear to ear. And I even tried to blame my drinking on that. And some of it is because of the guilt. And I felt that because of my drinking before the accident, it was some type of karma. But I had trouble justifying my drinking as a traumatic event that I was trying to cope with. I loved getting drunk. As soon as it hit my gut, it got hot. As soon as the giggle, that good feeling of woohoo, I couldn't wait to get drunk. And then, can you stop drinking, Christopher? Whoa, look at Merck's new. That's a cool video, actually.
Like your mom says, you look younger now than you did in that picture.
Oh, wow. Really?
Mm-hmm. You look old and tired.
Old and tired. Ugh, it's so bad on you. Mama said Berg.
You may call her Mama T.
Mama T. Everybody calls her Grandma T.
Or just T.
Can you grab me some tea? Speaking of that.
He says you look better.
Thank you. Yeah, man, I was down and out, bro. Holy cow, I was bad. Bad. Worried about what I smelt like the next day, waking up, hungover. And you know what? I even got to the point I enjoyed my hangover. I would wake up and be like, that whole super hungover feeling. And I was like, if it was at this certain level of hangover, I knew I accomplished what I was trying to do. And I would be like, oh,
You have to wake up.
Did it.
He'd wake up and ask Amos if he was a drunk last night.
Yeah, if we went to barbecues, if we went to any other thing, and I usually ended up blacking out towards the end of the night every time. I would wake up and ask my kids, was I a jerk to blah, blah, blah?
Who do I need to call?
Who do I need to apologize to? Yeah. There's no bueno. So we're here to help you. No doubt. So if you want to quit drinking, just continue to watch, hit that subscribe button. We're live every night at 8:00 Mountain Standard Time. We have Zoom meetings at 3:00 on Saturday. We're going to have one starting on Wednesday at 6, where we're going to look at the big book in depth. No, actually, Aaron, I got tired of coffee. And I was just getting tired of the dirty taste of coffee for some reason. So I went with some black tea and
Coffee.
And I put some hot water in it, and it's really good.
Hot water and tea.
Obsession of the mind for alcohol is hell. Worst after you take a drink. Yes, it is. Can you stop right now? Yeah, that's my question to you too. When you start drinking, could you take 4 or 5 shots and then be good the rest of the night and not touch it? Or do you have to finish that bottle? Do you have a liquor store that closes on Sunday and therefore you try to outbuy yourself on Saturday and then end up dang near drinking everything you bought on Saturday and having to resort to beer on Sunday? That's what would happen to me a lot.
Actions speak louder than words.
You know, we're here to help, brother. So if you want help, you found the right place. And we are super glad you're here. What's up, Chad?
What up, Chad?
Welcome.
What's up?
We just finished the last chapter of 6 and 7. We will be talking about 8 tomorrow. Yeah, Petey's doing it, man. Petey said that he is proving a lot of people wrong.
It's awesome.
That is way awesome. Tired of the taste of coffee.
Is that even possible?
Right? I just was in the mood for tea. I don't know why. I've been drinking that sleepy time tea, and then I go to coffee, and I'm just like, man, I just like the cleanness of the flavor of tea compared to coffee. I don't know. It's just a kick for now. It's just a kick.
He watches Dairy Girls one time, and now he's British.
You're in Germany.
Ooh, in Germany.
Huh? That's a tough place to quit drinking
That is
too.
a
And
tough
that's their traditions out there. We got a guy in our chat that shows up sometimes. His name's Simon. He lives in Ireland, and he says he has a difficult time because of the stigma to quit drinking in the pubs in Ireland and that whole legacy. Their whole, thing is all about it.
Germany's just the same. What is it, like 16? You can go to the bars?
Oh, that's cool.
What is 211 all night? What is
I
that?
don't know.
I thought it was too long.
I don't know. Is Sober James still streaming? I know he was working on a special video for y'all today. Let me check on him. Let me see. Actually, you know what? I'm going to check on him and I'm going to bring him on the show. He was wondering if we could actually have both shows playing simultaneously. And as a matter of fact, I can pull his show right on here.
Chad said it just ended.
Oh, I did? Dang it. I was going to pull him on. Well, never mind.
JK.
Never mind. That's okay.
No worries.
16 is the legal age.
Quite the question I asked.
Dang it, James. I was just going to pull your show on here. Remember how you were talking if we could get both streaming simultaneously? I could have done a screen share of your video. I was just about to pull you in and see if you were still streaming. And then Chad said you weren't. So, oh, well. Glad to have you in the chat, brother.
Have fun at work, Mike.
Oh, Teeter. Teeter's a man who needs coffee right now.
18 you can drink in Germany.
He can go back on. That's up to you, brother. That would be cool. You would be streaming and we would all be watching and I would be commenting on the stream, but you wouldn't be able to tell that you were streaming on my, unless you pulled up your phone and watched a circle. That'd be kind of weird, but I'm down. I'm always down. It's Saturday night. Saturday night. We can do whatever we want. Do whatever I want.
Except for
I'll do what I want.
Except for drink. Can't do that, even though I want to.
Do you right now?
No, I don't want to drink at all. At all. Zero. I have no desire. That one conversation with Tommy, the best sponsor in America, he gave me another view of things, and I've been trying to practice that view. Remember what our recovery is about, is getting rid of things. So I'm getting rid of my old ideas and my old desires and ways to look at things, and putting on new ideas like what Tommy brought to the plate and all that kind of stuff. Alexis,
What up, Alexis?
how you doing?
Another way you could put that. Oh my gosh.
We have to be careful about saying your name because our Alexa will actually go off and say, what?
Oh, yeah.
So another thing that you were just talking about is taking off your clothes, taking a shower, and putting on a new pair of clean clothes.
Right. First off, we started off the show with nature abhorring a vacuum, and we made a little video with the kids about how a can was crushed through atmospheric pressure, and that nature hates that vacuum. And when we remove something, a character defect, we replace it with that asset. And it has to be that nature, the laws of nature, even in our mind, you have to remove it. And so through steps in 6, you become ready to remove those character defects that we have to. It's a program of getting rid of things, not trying to gain things. We start getting rid of our character defects, which actually give us character assets. And because we're living in our character assets, assets are positive things added to us. So we just wrapped up chapter 6 of having gone through steps 6 and 7. And tomorrow, depending on how the plan goes, I plan on jumping into chapter 8, which is going to be steps, or it's actually chapter 7, going through steps 8 and 9. What?
She says, you know how many times mine goes off?
I'll bet.
And you know what, Mark? She's not connected to our lights.
She could call the police.
I heard she did. It's probably.
Guaranteed.
Kids, don't try it.
Don't try what?
Exactly.
Alexa, don't call the police.
There is no inbound call.
Thank you.
Shoot, who knows who she'd call if you asked her to in an emergency?
Right?
She'd probably order you a pizza.
Alexa, help. with my
Alexa's going to
diabetes.
put Google out of business one day.
Wait,
There is
it's like,
no
Alexa, help
doubt
with my
about it.
diabetes. Pizza on the way.
Today was a good day disc golfing. Yesterday I lost 3 discs. Today we lost just one.
Just one.
We lost one, so we got to re-up on our discs. Oh, Merc! I love the show Peaky Blinders. Alfie Solomon played by Tom Hardy, and Tom Hardy he's recovered as well. Sweet.
Oh, that's cool. Bing.
Bing.
No.
Look at that guitar player. Woo! That's cool.
Who's
On the
James
Facebook.
Borkowski?
Silver James.
Man, we are being
Just-
overtaken by Polacks.
Polacks.
James Borkowski
That's a cool last name.
is a cool last name.
I like names that end in ski. I have a friend named, well, her last name's Jaskowski.
Jazowski. Oh yeah, Angie.
Mike Pazowski.
I call her Padawan.
Yeah, I seen that video. That was pretty funny. Pizza. What do you want on your pizza? Extra cheese.
I don't eat pizza.
What a good name, though. Amen. Mark's got a good, solid.
See, Petey remembers
What?
that I'm trying to eat healthy, so we're not getting pizza.
Right.
I'm not getting
You
pizza.
guys, Felice is holding you. Remember where our deal was a couple days ago? Felice is holding y'all accountable for your sobriety. So y'all got to be holding her accountable for her diet.
Day 6 of 45.
Shout out to Petey.
Changing my habits. My face gets blurry.
You
if
know
I
what
get
I
too
love
close.
about disc golf? Me and my buddy Rob were talking about this yesterday. I said, dude, you could lose 1 or 2 discs every time you go out. And at the end of the season, you're not going to spend even close to the money you would have spent on real golf.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That.
That's why, like, you lose a disc. I try pretty hard to find it for about 10, 15 minutes. And then I'm like, once my arm starts cooling off, I'm like, nope, let's keep going.
I might have tried a little too hard to get my pink one back, but I got it.
Me and Link just sat on the table. We
It
didn't
was
care.
a terrible stick. I couldn't hook the edge. Just kept pushing it under.
Oh, did it? Sweet. Sorry, I had to jump off.
Ooh, I just thought of another thing.
What?
You can spend your money buying more disc golfs for disc golfing, but you'd rather not do this. Spend money on drugs and alcohol.
Boom. Link says, don't spend money on drugs and alcohol. Spend it on disc golf.
Bam.
Or sports.
Drop the mic.
Boom. Aubrey's, what is disc golf? Throwing a frisbee in a basket? Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yep. We have a
Exactly
professional
what it
course
is.
out here. We found one, and it's in West Ogden. James, you should Google this. It's Fort Buenaventura. It's a professional course. They got pars 3, 4s, and 5s, and we did 18 on that. And I was surprised it took us as long to do 18 holes on there, and we didn't stop. We were hustling just as long as it would have taken us like real golf.
And you can't have a cart.
Yeah, no carts there unless you've got like a motorcycle or a 4-wheeler. It's an awesome course, man. That Fort Buenaventura, we should go there tomorrow
Ooh, good idea.
after 12.
Yeah, we'll make Alicia come. Alicia, are you watching?
One hole at a time.
Aubrey wants to see videos of our golf playing.
Oh, I'll make a video.
Yeah, you should do that tomorrow.
I can make a video of us playing golf. Make a sweet video.
A really good video.
I like how James relates it to recovery.
Ooh,
One hole at a time. You don't look at the past. You don't live in the future of the next hole. It's one throw at a time.
Just
yes.
living in the moment.
And I got something else to relate to disc golfing. It doesn't have clubs.
Nah, I get it.
That's funny. Don't like the TV. Don't like the TV.
I will, Aubrey, for real. I'll make a video. I ain't scared. It's actually a lot funner than I thought it was going to be. At my first experience playing it, this is the first impression that I got from it. I threw that frisbee, and I could throw pretty good. I threw it, and I was like, it should have went farther than that. But you know, when you're at the drive, when you pull out your one wood and you just smash a ball just straight down the fairway, and it goes 300 yards, 250, 275. You can just hear it. There's that satisfaction is not there. But after 3 weeks in a row of playing it, when you do get a good chuck on that first disc and it's just sailing, you definitely experience it. But at first I didn't, but now I do.
It's like learning to play golf. Your first hit at golf probably sucked.
No, not any frisbee. They're actually discs designed to, there's drivers that are, more aerodynamic to float, and they actually have numbers on them, which way they will tilt and float or dip. And
That's what those numbers mean?
yeah.
I was wondering what the numbers meant. I was like, cool.
Then you got a mid-range one that has a little different lip. It's just like the wing of an aircraft. I was looking at them, each different one. I was like, wow, here's a C-130. Here's
Oh my gosh, here's my fighter pilot.
here's the fighter jet. Your fighter jet's kind of like the
Here's my F-35.
yeah. It reminded me of aircraft. Naomi.
Hey, Naomi.
Welcome.
Oh, Tracy.
Just kidding.
What'd you do, Naomi?
She messed up.
Naomi or Tracy, I'm sorry. How'd you mess up and how can we help you?
Happened?
How'd you mess up and how can we help you? And what is your plan for the future?
Oh, what is your plan to fix that mistake?
7 years later, I could throw from one end zone to the other. Dang.
Football
That's
field.
cool.
We should go try.
Yeah, we got a football field that we could go up here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I bet I could throw at a football field.
I bet I could throw to the 15-yard line.
No, I bet you can make it to the 30.
At least.
At least to the 30. I bet Millie could throw to the 15.
I bet I could throw it past my toes.
Oh, what'd you do that for? So, Tracy, here's my question. We learned, remember, I don't know if you were here, but we went through this book right here called Staying Sober.
That's why we're probably praying.
We learned in
Makes
this
sense
book
now.
that recovery is like walking up a down escalator. And as soon as you stop moving up this down escalator, that's when relapse happens. And if you continue to move down this up escalator, or if you continue down this escalator because you're not moving forward anymore, at the bottom of it is when you relapse. So something happened 10 days, 20 days, 30 days ago before you drank, where relapse happened. The blinders of denial started coming around your face through character defects, through lack of some type of press on into your program, or were you just completely blindsided at one thing? Nope. No, you cannot. I'll take that bet. Okay, what are we betting?
Another thing that causes people to relapse is boredom,
Okay.
especially in this quarantine.
All right, James, let's bet for reals. And tomorrow I'm going to a football field and I'll film it. I'll film it from 2 angles. I'll film it from my throw, and then I'll have Fleece or one of the kids down at the other side of the field with the camera, and the shot will never cut away, either one. I can even film it from 3 angles. You'll have somebody in the stands.
Me.
They'll show the whole thing. We'll have somebody behind me from the first throw, and then we'll have somebody down there
At the
to
other
watch
end.
it land.
3
And I'll
angles.
cut it, I'll splice it, and I'll bring a video
And
tomorrow.
how many tries do you get?
How many tries do we get? Just one?
Mhm.
No, I can't just be one.
Got 3 angles.
You
Acute,
gotta have a few
right,
tries.
obtuse.
What are we betting? That's what I asked you. What are we betting? I love these kind of bets.
End zone bet.
He's gonna throw something
What
out.
does
He's
James
old.
have that I want?
He's gonna break your knee.
Longest approach can. Longest approach.
What do I have? So what does James have he could send me that I want? And what do I have that I could send James that he might want? You're absolutely right. Boredom can cause relapse. No doubt about it. On a 5-day hangover, but stop. I'm going on a 5-day hangover? Holy, was that because you were on a 5-day bender? Or what are you talking about? So did you lapse or did you relapse? 10 tries. Okay. I like that.
A embarrassing dare video. Unless he does it, then it's not embarrassing.
I love it. I love embarrassing videos.
Oh, is that what the bet is?
Oh, that could be a good one.
Like, I dare you to
I need to change these
eat a spoonful
before I
of hot
fall
sauce.
flat and relapse. Brittany, what is going on with you?
Oh,
What?
go up
Did I miss something?
that big one.
Oh crap, I missed this. I'm sorry. I have been having an emotional couple of days. Praise God, I have not relapsed. I need to regain control of my kids, the disrespect, the not listening, the wall walking.
The
The walking over me needs to stop, but in the end, I have to structure and to get when the closest to helps and put blame on it. Yeah. Let me show you how I get rid of it. Get over here, boy.
I'm going to show you how I get rid of it. Hold on.
Chancla. I need to have structure and not to get so defensive when the one closest to me helps. Oh, so yeah, each parent needs to be able to discipline, and each parent needs each other's back.
Yes.
You guys are the united front when it comes to disciplining kids. I mean, you discipline yours how you discipline, I'll do mine. But we're a united front. If they go and ask me for something and try to go ask mom later, no. Our first question is what dad say or what mom say.
Yep. And when it comes to discipline, you always have the other one's back. And if you disagree, you never disagree in front of your kids. If you do it behind the doors. But at the moment, you say, that's your punishment. That's what dad's doing.
So, James, we doing this? What are we betting? What's the wager? I'm down.
But my sober family took me back with open arms.
Good. Yeah, of course. That's why
Always.
we're here. You know how many times we failed, Tracy? My goodness.
Naomi. Tracy. Jeez. No, Tracy.
We're here. This is why this community exists, because we all fail. We all suffer. We all are in this together, and we recover better together. Every one of us.
We put you on the prayer list. John's request.
Not one of us is perfect.
That was a great meeting today, Alicia. I loved your what you shared today in our Zoom meeting. I'm glad you were there. We need to get Raina in there. Wait, Raina, you need to get in a Zoom meeting.
Get in the Zoom, mister.
Good. Stay there until you're ready. Did James disappear?
He's trying to think of a
Of a wager?
Yeah.
Yes, we're praying for you, Tracy, for sure. And Christopher, we're praying for you.
I'm scared.
He's scared.
No,
Someone-
Raina's scared.
Oh, don't be scared.
For why?
Raina, you can come and you can leave the video off, and you can even leave the sound off and be a digital boogeyman.
Someone said
You can't step out of the end zone in your stroke, and the disc has to cross the other end zone. Okay,
Dad, someone said James's mug.
deal. James's mug?
Yeah, look in the comments.
Is that what that meant? The mug.
Here we go.
Ooh.
Okay, James, if I can do it, you have to send me that mug you're drinking out of all the time on your show, and then I will set it here and drink out of it as a trophy. Oh man, I'm gonna go start warming up. If that's the wager, if that's the wager, it's happening. I'll put drone wings on that thing.
That's what Aubrey wants, one with a motor and GPS.
They definitely need GPS.
We need to get those like stickers.
Yeah.
But find my keys.
Yeah, I know what the prize is.
What?
iPhone 11 Pro.
Millie says you have to buy me an iPhone 11 Pro.
Ooh.
Except if someone else wins, they get the iPhone 11.
Well, I ain't paying.
Well, it's just a
for
bet between Dad and Sober James.
No, me and James are betting on this one. The infamous mug.
And the coaster that goes on top.
Yeah, Raina, and watch the other meetings because they just impromptu Zoom meetings pop up in this community all the time, and I highly suggest going in there. It's fun. So, like the other day, I was delivering stuff to the post office on my way to go disc golfing with my buddy Rob, and what I think Merck and Alicia and Aaron got to see disc golf firsthand that they'd never seen before. So I set up my phone like this so they could see what what the basket looked like, and I did a couple throws in front of everybody. And okay, James, it sounds like the mug is the hot topic right now. And I'm just going to say Aaron agrees. Even if that's not why she's saying yes.
It could be anything, but that's what it is.
All right. And then if James wins.
What do you want? What do you want?
What do I got? I'll send you this.
Ooh.
Huh?
Ooh.
You send me your mug, I'll send you my name plaque. Actually, I'll send you fleeces.
What? Well,
Wait, no. Make one and send it. Then make one that says Sober James.
What? Okay, that'll be the wager right there.
Make one that
do
says.
you concur?
Dad, you gotta make one that
Oh,
says.
dude, this is getting nerve-wracking now.
Dad, you gotta make one that says Sober James.
I could. Right. I don't know if they'd let me order one. I'll try. Right there, James.
You go with your name on it if they let him.
Or a t-shirt. I'll send you a t-shirt.
A free one.
Merc. Oh, jeez.
Why was it not on screen?
The Sober
Yeah, why was
Members.
it not on screen?
What?
The plaques. How come we moved them?
Oh, because my buddy came over here today and he recorded a video, so I had to reset up my studio, and I never put them back up there.
Oh, he was suspecting you were done with the nameplate.
Oh no, they're just right here.
How about your microphone, LT?
No, no, these are not cheap microphones. I think that's a good wager. The coffee cup, his infamous coffee cup, and my nameplate.
I don't know what else we would have.
Not a microphone. Mm-mm. These are my babies. Oh, geez, what if I fail? No, I'm nervous.
Then you're not going to have a
well,
nameplate.
James hasn't agreed to it yet, so we got to see if he agrees. Because if he agrees, I'm gonna screenshot it. Or does he suspect I'm
He
done
said,
with
Merc, how about those jets and the mics?
these jets right here?
Wait for it.
These are F-22s, man. These aren't stupid F-35s. I got these when I worked on F-22s. And this gold one, I want a gold tooth, I want gold rims, and I got a gold F-22.
Not for long if you lose. Sober James said, yep.
The jets in the mics? Oh, dang it. That's valuable.
I feel
That's
like
kind
that's how
of,
he feels about his coffee cup, I'm sure.
you think? How, what is that called? When something's sacred to you, not sacred, but the other word for it. Sentimental.
Sentimental.
How sentimental is that? This gold one is very sentimental. And it's not an F-35. That's a Raptor, dude. That is the baddest jet in the whole world.
Where did you get that one from?
By being a badass in the F-22s.
Oh, man. Love this guy. Got it.
How valuable is this one?
It's a Saratoga mug, son, upstate New York. Is that sentimental to you though? Because if it's not sentimental, we're going deeper. I need something more sentimental if we're going to do the nameplate and the F-22.
No, it's just one or the other. Just
I
the.
said plate.
I know.
Oh yeah, plate or.
Oh, or not and.
Ooh.
And now he just replies with a yes. James, you know better than that. You yelled at me the other day when I replied with a no. What are you talking about?
Yes, it's sentimental. Yes. Yes.
It's sentimental. Okay. All right. Is this a bet? Is this a deal?
Does that mean if he wins, he has to stick it on his mic?
Okay. Are we doing the Jets or the nameplate?
You have to ask him. I don't know.
Do the judge at the nameplate, James.
Jets or the nameplate?
Ooh.
James TV. Or his fish tank.
That would be cool. I don't want to take care of no dang fish.
The guitar.
No, I understand the value. I got my
I kid.
bases and no way, Jose.
Oh, I gotta sit back. My face gets blurry when I go close.
This will be fun. I'm going to throw my freaking arm out. I just know it.
How much are the teas and how can I get one? Oh, $24. That includes shipping, Raina. Pjuke.com. I'm going to put the right there. Boom. Pjuke.com. You can order it from there and then I will send it to you.
All right. 10 throws. I'm going to warm up my arm. I'm going to set up my cameras. I'm going to give it 10 good throws, and me and James are betting his mug. But he hasn't decided if he wants the nameplate or the things. I want the Jets. Five tries, one disc.
One jet.
10 tries, both Jets. Oh, okay. Deal.
Are you going to put the Jets on your mic?
What if he gets it?
If you win?
Okay, deal.
Oh, yeah. I can deliver it.
I should find you an F-35C model if I lose and send you that because that's a Navy. That one's the F-35C model. The wings fold up. Badass jet.
Raina wants us to hand deliver her t-shirt.
Absolutely.
You got it, man.
Of course we would. We're not joking, Raina. You know
Still
that
have to pay
COVID's not here in
shipping.
Utah. He says he will put them where he places.
I will put them where I please.
It better be in
I'm
both
just curious.
both ears. Awesome. Yeah, I love them too, and I love it. Yours is one of my favorites. Is that you put up there?
Of course, you get the ones on the
Yeah. Oh,
mics.
you get these ones right here. No doubt about it. I was just saying I should get you. It's the Navy thing. I worked on How many Navy F-35 jets did I produce? 13? I think I had 13 or 14 of them. All IOC and all IOE&T.
I was really hoping you'd wear them as earrings.
That would be cool. When you get James's book, make sure it doesn't break in the mail. Thank you for the confidence, Aubrey. Oh man, I got some more. I got to get to bed, you guys. I got some sleep to get. Let me feel how my arm feels.
Massage it.
Oh man, it's going down. I'm excited now. Got to get the cameras out. We'll do. I don't know what camera. I want to do. I'll probably use the Canon, the 6D Mark II for the wide angle, and we'll use the T7i and the iPhone.
I feel like my camera has a wider angle.
What, for up in the bleachers?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could put that camera up in the bleachers.
Wide angle.
Alrighty then. It's on. It's happening tomorrow. It is freaking happening. Within a week or so, you guys will see me sitting here. And I want the top, James, that little top thing you put on it, the coaster, so I can drink it just like you.
And you have tea now. You guys
and I've been
you guys
drinking
both
tons
drink
of tea.
Daddy, you can do this now. Welcome to the show.
Good night,
Gotta get
Alicia.
an angle of it crossing the end zone. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we'll make sure we get it, bro. We will definitely get it. Okay, yeah. So we'll have one camera sitting at the end so that you can hopefully see it like dive past. We'll get it. We'll make sure. We'll have all angles covered for sure. Good night, Alicia. I had the best weekend with my nephew from my ex's side, and he is struggling with depression, anxiety about his mom, addict, and advice. Oh, well, sounds like I'm glad they could talk to you about it.
Yeah, he sounds like a good kid.
Let him reach out to this channel.
Tomorrow night. Okay, it's on.
That's what
It's
we're going to do in the
happening.
morning. That's our morning.
That's gonna happen.
That's our morning thing
That's
now.
you have planned my Sunday, and it's happening.
Do you have any advice for Raina?
Oh, advice from us? From the anxiety?
Struggling with depression.
Breathing
Cold water bath.
Breathing exercises.
Depression and anxiety about his mom. I would teach your nephew, take him through the value of the inability to control people and powerlessness. Powerlessness isn't just us. Oh, I'm powerless over drugs. It's understanding and co-addiction and codependency that the nephew can love the mother, but doesn't have to love the mother's actions. And understand that no matter how much anxiety, how much depression, and how much worry and fear, the mother is going to do whatever the mother's going to do. And there's nothing your nephew can do about it, period. We have no control. I can raise my kids.
Ooh, I'm going to send you a video.
I can raise him the best of my ability. Here's my favorite word. At the end of the day, he's going to do whatever the frick he wants to do. And there's nothing I can do about it, period. At the end of the day, if I decide to leave this house, get in my truck, and drive to Mexico, there's nothing Fleece can do about it with anxiety, worry, or any of that. Try to open the nephew's eyes to the fact of the powerlessness over other people. And that would be kind of where I would start without knowing the details of how to.
I'm going to give you
Hold
this
up.
lady's
How
channel
do I
to
know
share
it's
with him.
only
Okay.
10 tries.
We should FaceTime him the whole time.
You want me to do it live? I can't. I can do it live on Facebook.
We could wake up and you can watch him get dressed if you want.
How about I hold a live Facebook event? If I had 1,000 subscribers, I'd be able to go live on YouTube as well. But I can't. But I can go live on Facebook. And so I could either do it live, I could Skype you, I could use the Zoom platform and Zoom it. Oh, I could do a whole Zoom meeting. How about I take you all with me tomorrow and we'll pick a time. I don't know what time would be good.
9.
But it doesn't matter. All you got to do is tune in on your phones while you guys are wherever you're at. And you guys can go to that other end of the end zone, and I'll videotape it so that I can edit it and show it at 8:00 on the show tomorrow night. And you can watch me do it live. But integrity, I wouldn't lie. You could trust me.
So, Raina, I just sent you Put the Shovel Down YouTube channel that I found today. She's really awesome. I feel like if you share it with your nephew, it would help a ton. She's got lots of videos on lots of topics.
Okay.
Zoom meeting.
I'm going to wear a tank top and Daisy Dukes. Oh, now we're getting deep. Alexa, what's the weather supposed to be like tomorrow?
Here's the forecast for tomorrow in Pleasant View. Look for intermittent clouds with a high of 86 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 66 degrees.
Alexa, is it going to be windy or rainy tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Pleasant View, there will be intermittent clouds.
Alexa, stop.
86 degrees Fahrenheit.
Alexa, stop.
And a low of 60.
That's the answer you get.
I'm powerless over Alexa.
Powerless over alcohol.
Yes, please help me out, y'all. Get this channel to 1,000.
And more.
Yeah, Merc, thank you very much. If anybody can help us get to 1,000, that would be amazing. Once my son gets back and I can start. Uh-oh. Did my internet just go poop? Are we even on classified? No, we're not. Well, that's stupid. But we're streaming. Cool. My internet wasn't even on.
Well, you're plugged in though.
Yeah, we're plugged in. We're good. Perfect weather. Amen. It's perfect weather. And if there is any wind, you can bet it's going to be at my back. It's helping me out. I have a feeling 100 yards is harder than I think now.
We're gonna find out.
Oh man, I can't lose my gold one. You know how long it took me to get this gold one? I got a handful of the silver ones. Well, I used to. I maybe have 2 of those left. But these are my 2.
Now he's
especially
not
my
gonna
gold
sleep. Look what you've done.
No, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna have a mug. Screw that. I'm gonna keep my Jets and I'm gonna have a mug right here. You'll need to win. Shit. Is it really that hard, bro? Crap.
You could throw it pretty far.
Oh, sweet.
I think you can do
Raina,
it.
let us know who they are so we can talk to them.
My mug. I had to think about
Actually,
it.
I didn't name the stakes. That was somebody's idea up in chat. I don't know I don't know who thought of it. I just thought it was a great idea. Think positive. Amen, Alexa. Well, I'm excited. Oh, that's funny.
So we're gonna wake up. Are we gonna leave and start the Zoom meeting? How's that gonna work?
I'm going to set the Zoom meeting for about noon-ish. Maybe 1 o'clock. Noon or 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time tomorrow. Some of y'all, that would be 2 or 3. Most of y'all, that would be 2 or 3. That's what we were just talking about. What time's good for everybody that wants to join this Zoom meeting? Some people are going to show up to the Zoom meeting and be like, what are we talking about? Why is LT throwing a Frisbee? 1 o'clock. We got 1 o'clock.
That's the only way you got Raina's attention now. She's gonna be in a Zoom.
Oh, we're finally going to get Raina. 1 o'clock our time would be like, what, 2 in the morning for you, Aubrey? No? That would be about midnight for you the next day. This is going to be cool.
Ah,
Oh,
that's a good
shit.
idea.
Now it's getting real. Whoa, way real.
I like it.
I like it, though. Let's do it. Set a time and we'll do it. 1 o'clock is one person's vote in the chat. Son of a bitch. I'm not losing my gold 22. Good Lord. Now I want you both to win. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Aaron.
I don't want you to lose things you love.
Yeah, well, let me show you how sentimental the 22 is to me, okay? See that? Oh, God, it's backwards. Right there, underneath this fat gun. But if you look right there, and this is also a mistake at the same time, but that's an F-22. It looks like a star. Can you tell it's an F-22? Right there, F-22. It's
Looks like
tattooed on it
Patrick.
on my arm. It does look like Patrick. But this tattoo was one of the worst tattoos I've ever had in my life.
That's what dedication is doing.
This one?
This one, yeah. Remember that?
It was all infected and gross. It stuck. It was like stuck to his
So
arm. It was a
I
terrible
decided to
place.
go. We're driving around. I've been wanting a 22 tattoo on my arm because 22s kind of was this. So I was a drug addict tweaker, right? I'm a felon, you guys. I'm a straight up convicted. I don't know if I'm convicted or not because I got out on probation and fixed it with that. So I don't know about the whole conviction, but I did commit a felony, and a felony is on my record anyway. I did a year in jail for it. I did 4 months in a halfway house. I cleaned up my life. I turned my life over to my higher power. And by the time I was 30, I was working for the Air Force on the most advanced weapon system in the whole world. And so the F-22 is just this staple of my sobriety at that point. This is before I became a full-blown stupid alcoholic. And a change in my life because a felon working on the most advanced weapon system in the world it's kind of this, you know what I mean? So the F-22 is very, very. So James, if I can't accomplish this feat and you get this 22, you have to understand how valuable this is to me.
He said it's okay. He'll take the one on your arm next year when you still can't do it.
Really? Let me see. A pound of flesh. But anyway, so I always wanted the tattoo, right? I'm driving. Don't ever make this mistake. Let this be a lesson to you, all y'all. Driving down the road, and I'm like, oh, $20 tattoos.
That sounds like a great deal.
I whip into this place just right downtown, and he's doing a 2x2 tattoo for $20. I was like, deal, I'll get that. And I was like, I want this, just a silhouette of a 22 right here. Bzz, does it. I love it. It was awesome. Straight infected. It got so infected, I would sleep at night, and I'd have to, like, if I bandaged it, I'd have to rip my bandage off. It ended up putting like a crater. We actually went to Yellowstone, remember? And we're sleeping in the camper. I'm sleeping on a pillow. I'd get up, and I'd have to rip the pillow off my arm. It was disgusting. So it's all like discolored now. And
It's camouflaged.
It still looks pretty cool though.
I just found the coincidence stuff.
yeah, it's got all the scar tissue.
That I just found a
It
coincidence.
took ink out. I bet you.
Oh, I lost a lot of ink
There's
out of it.
probably ink like on the pillowcase somewhere.
Sure.
I just found a coincidence. It's a 2x2.
All right, Aubrey, you have a good night, brother.
22.
Or good morning.
Yeah. 5 a.m. to me. That's late.
Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. It was disgusting. Noon your time. That's 10 o'clock my time. My goodness.
I'll be working out at 10 o'clock.
10's
Gotta
not
be
good
after.
for us. It's got to be after 10.
I think one.
Yeah, I went through a battle.
It went through battle. It's got holes in it. It got shot up.
Except the F-22 can't get shot down. What?
Wyatt sent me a picture of his hand. He had like gravel and rocks all up on it after he washed it.
If you're getting grounded if you lose jets, no more disc golf for you this month. Is grounded a term for the fleet being grounded? 1 p.m. 11?
I could probably make it.
Yeah, 11 will work.
You're going disc golfing?
No, I've made a wager with Sober James.
I'll switch my time up so
I'm going to throw a disc golf the length of a football field from end zone to end zone. And if I can't do it, he gets my F-22 pin. After 10, I get 10 tries.
Why did you bet that?
I know, right?
Those are real gold.
Not real gold. But if I can't do it, he gets the 22s. But if I can do it, I get his mug that he's always got in his live streams.
Which one?
It's the one from upstate New York.
Should bet something else.
Oh, I'm winning that. Oh shit, we gotta go get a. Do we even have a? I might have to go buy some real quick.
What?
Driver.
I believe we got some.
I don't know. Go look in the backpack real quick.
We'll figure that out. But anyway, let's pray. Let's pray and get up on out of here. You praying with us, Linky?
Trevor.
No.
No, he doesn't know.
Let's pray.
You just watched disc golf. Going to be addicting by the looks. Oh, it is, man. Yes. Yeah, we'll have Felice zoom in. We'll have me zoom in. We could even get Linky zooming in up in the bleachers. That's what we'll do. We'll three times zoom this sucker. Shit just got real. Thanks, Bird. And we accomplished one thing. We kept you sober for another hour and 40 minutes.
You're welcome.
41 minutes.
Y'all kept me sober for another hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Who sees us naked in the shower? God. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen.
And dear God, please let me throw that disc 100 yards or more tomorrow. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Oh, you started it.
Oh, I'll keep it, dude. There's no doubt about it. It'll be on there, number 60. What number is this one? 62?
Is it really?
I think so.
Dang.
Oh, it's happening, James. No worries, brother.
I'll bet you I could do it. I probably could do it.
To another week of sobriety. Good job, Murd. Good night, everybody.
Dad, I know you can do it.
I know I can do it too. James is losing a mug. That's what's happening.
Yeah, James is about to lose.
James is about to lose a mug.
You do
That's what's
anything for
happening.
those F22. Tell James.
Shoot for 110.
Oh, yeah. You got it, Merg. All right, you guys. It's
Wait.
till tomorrow at 11 Mountain Standard, 1 p.m. Eastern, in the Zoom meeting and live on Sober James's channel. We will see you then. But until then, y'all stay strong, up your program, and remember, we recover better
Together.
Together.
together. Where'd my thing go? There it is.